There could be a lot of surprises in the 2023 NFL Draft for the Buffalo Bills, including drafting another defensive end, maybe another cornerback, which Bills fans would be awfully surprised. And my philosophy here, we're going to take a look during this video. Welcome to my channel, Bills News Consolidated in the Florida Keys. It's probably going to be one of the last videos down here. Going to be making my way back home, drove all the way down. But we got to discuss it. NFL Draft here. Guys, Buffalo Bills could really be taking best player available. There are so many players in this year's NFL Draft that could just be a great value whenever the Buffalo Bills select, and one of them being defensive end. When you take a look at all the defensive ends on this team, including Von Miller, right? You got Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa. You know, there is another person here that we need. You know, Von Miller, probably not going to be able to start the 2023 season. I'm assuming that coming off that ACL, it's going to take a little bit of time to get adjusted, just like Trey White. But, you know, one thing, when looking at these skill sets, when you look at a Greg Rousseau, when you look at Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa, they're all power rushers, right? They're not these speedy rushers that get to the quarterback like a Von Miller. Von Miller is very finesse, he's very fast, he's great with his hands, he knows how to pass rush and get to the quarterback. He doesn't really utilize power moves. He's never going to really bull rush a player straight through, but sometimes he can because of his finesse, right? He's so good at finessing players, manipulating them and getting them unbalanced and reading them and pushing them, getting his hands right on their chest and driving them back. So it's a leverage game and you have to figure that out. The Bills would really benefit from a speedier type edge rusher in my mind. And when you look at the guys coming out in this year's NFL Draft, there are a ton of them. And knowing that Sean McDermott has a great eye for talent on defense, seeing that we've already drafted Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa later in the draft too. We didn't have to trade up. We got them for such great values. I'm sure that there is another defensive end that the Buffalo Bills are eyeing up in this year's NFL Draft and expect that player to be much faster and speedier than Rousseau, Basham, and Epinesa. Now, the other positional need that I really think the Buffalo Bills should be eyeing up is clearly tight end or another offensive tackle. I look at it, right? Protecting Josh Allen. Josh Allen, one of the most hit quarterbacks in the NFL the past several seasons. 96 hits on Josh Allen last year. Completely unacceptable. Having our franchise get hit like that, the face of the franchise, the real face of the franchise, coming out of the 2022 season with bloody elbows, there is no need for that. And the Bills have already made moves, bringing in physical type players on this offense, such as Trent Sherfield, such as Damian Harris, right? These are physical players. They're going to bring a little bit extra grit to the Buffalo Bills on offense instead of having Josh Allen run it. You know, I think it would make sense have maybe just run the ball with Damian Harris, 15 rushing touchdowns in 2021. He could very well do it again here for the Buffalo Bills in 2023. And I really believe Buffalo Bills, if it's not a tight end or offensive tackle for the Bills, you know, I really think Spencer Brown was definitely a big-time issue last year. And, you know, his rookie year, he proved to the staff that he could be a starting right tackle in the NFL. But what ended up happening was he had off-season back surgery, ended up hurting his ankle during the 2022 season against Week 7, and the Kansas City Chiefs was in a walking boot. I think it just set us so far behind. You know, Damar Hamlin was just the final domino for the Buffalo Bills last year. When you start dissecting each and every single player and what each and every single player had to go through, it is unbelievable. Spencer Brown dealing with an injury, right? Us kind of losing a little bit of faith in Spencer Brown, seeing him get beat and Josh Allen get licked on a lot of plays. It's very, very discouraging last year. And then wondering why we weren't starting David Quessenberry, right? Because we wanted to keep Spencer Brown out there to maintain his progression, right? Creating memorable moments and developing as a player, just like Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis was someone to let down too. And that's why I believe the Bills could still very well be eyeing up wide receiver. And I've been saying this, and my hopes are still very high for Jackson Smith-Njigba. Buffalo, he is a great fit for the Buffalo Bills. Played at Ohio State. unbelievable talent, played against a lot of zone coverage. The Buffalo Bills played against a lot of zone coverage. He played in the slot. That's exactly what the Buffalo Bills need. We're going to be relying on Deonte Harty and also Khalil Shakir in the slot, most likely, for the Buffalo Bills in 2023. And you see what happened. Jamison Crowder went down for the Bills last year. What happens if Shakir or Harty goes down this year? Or what happens if Harty goes down? We're relying on Khalil Shakir in the slot, similar to how we relied on Gabe Davis last year on the outside, and we know it didn't necessarily work out. So it is very interesting to me to see which positions the Buffalo Bills should be eyeing up. And I think clearly we can also discuss that without a doubt, linebacker is definitely the spot. Jack Campbell, Drew Sanders, Trenton Simpson, these guys are my top dogs. Trenton Simpson, a lot of people are not understanding this, but he grew up watching Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers and those Super Bowl runs and the playoff runs under Sean McDermott and Luke Kuechly and Shaq Thompson. You guys, he literally grew up watching Sean McDermott and idolizing Luke Kuechly. So Trenton Simpson at a 4.43 40 has the longest arms out of all three of these guys, is the twitchiest, is the best against pass coverage. We all know teams are passionate against the Buffalo Bills because we run up the score. Trenton Simpson, to me, is clearly the best fit. You could say Jack Campbell is similar to Tremaine Edmonds. He's a little bit shorter, 6'4". He's 10 pounds lighter, and he ran the 40 a tenth of a second slower at the NFL Combine. So if we were complaining about Edmonds being slow, not being good in pass coverage, even if Campbell has better instincts, I don't know how much better we're going to be with Jack Campbell as our starting middle linebacker. And Drew Sanders, I think, can be manipulated into a great starting middle linebacker under Sean McDermott. I don't believe he is worthy of the 27th overall pick. So if the Bills decide to opt for offensive tackle in that first round, maybe it's a shocker at a tight end in the first round, I really believe the Buffalo Bills would be wise to select a linebacker later. But really, Trenton Simpson to me is totally worth that 27th overall pick. And expect some surprises. Expect some serious surprises in this year's NFL draft. I really think the Bills are definitely eyeing up another defensive end, incredibly so, another defensive end to bring in. Man, crazy. And don't forget defensive tackle too, Siaki Ika. That dude's a big boy, 6'4", 380 pounds. Next to Ed Oliver, I've been talking about him too. I like him a lot. I think that'd be a great fit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the scenery here. I'm going to be driving back up through Tennessee and stuff, so it's going to be changing again. But, man, NFL draft is right around the corner, Bills Mafia. Go Bills. Peace.